All right, human nerds, welcome back. Just wanted to give you all a little bit of a Saturday update for those of you who care. Go over some books that I am currently working on, maybe pitch some books to you guys to try out if you're trying to find something to read, and talk about a book that maybe I'm going to start soon. So I'm going to try to make these a little bit regular on Saturdays, just kind of an update of what's going on. I'm not going to lie, a lot of time got spent on Donkey Kong 64, which got released on Nintendo Virtual Console. It's been a long time since I've played that game, and I've been dying for them to release it on there. So that's been a lot of fun. On one hand, I forgot how the game used to feel a lot harder to me, but there's also some spots that are still very, very difficult, like the little mini game where you got to chase the beavers into the hole. Like, I absolutely hate that. I actually had a little bit of a gamer rage yesterday. I had to put the controller down. I was like, ooh, I haven't felt this in years. So, all right. Let's start with some books I want to pitch to you to try out if you haven't had a chance, or if you're looking for something to read that you're like, I don't know, just throw something at me. I'm going to give you two today. So let's do three. The first one I want to talk about is Wolfworm by T. Kingfisher. I just finished this book. I thought it was good. I like T. Kingfisher. I find her books to be pleasant. Like, you get scary concepts in them and you get horrific ideas. Sometimes I wish she would go a little further with them. I'm not going to lie. But I also get that that's her style. So Wolfworm is interesting. I really can't say too much about it. I will just say that if you've ever heard of a botfly and you're like, how can this be scarier and how can this be a horror story? Wolfworm. There you go. She has a really cool idea in it of just where she goes. I can't say much because it'd be a spoiler, but what she does with the botfly and stuff like that in very T. Kingfisher fashion. So you should go try it out. It's a quick read. I did the audio, and the narrator was wonderful. So, there's one you could do. Another one you might want to try out if you're feeling bored, sticking in the same vein of like light horror to a degree, but I do think this author goes a little further. You could try Where He Can't Find You by Darcy Coates. I found this one to be one of those sit down and read in one sitting type of books. It's a thriller horror that kind of hooks you with thriller in the beginning and then turns into horror later on. This local town, a small town, they have a serial killer. They call him, I want to say, oh God, I can't remember what they call him. It's like the string or something. He leaves a red string every time he kills somebody, but they think they know who it is. There's this group of teenagers and they think they know who it is, and they're pretty sure this guy is the serial killer, and they're spending most of the book trying to prove it's him. And then there's some twists and turns and good old-fashioned horror stuff that happens once you get past the halfway point. So not to say nothing happens in the beginning. I mean, there's plenty of stuff happening in this book. It's a hook and go book. And I will also say this book has one of the scariest scenes I've ever read that has nothing to do with the actual main plot. It has to do with the main character's mom. So if you want something to read that's, I don't know, bringing back like just genuine creepy vibes, that was I didn't like that scene. So the last book I'm going to pitch to you before I move on to what I've been reading is actually a friend of mine. Damian Tweedy, he wrote his own novella called When Roots Drink Deep. Post it there. I have my own copy right here. I helped him with it, and he helps me with my writing. We go back and forth. We send each other our work. And I remember when I read this for the first time, I was really into it. It really, to me, because this is one of those books that each person might pull something a little different from it, it's like an exploration of depression. How people who deal with depression, and me being one of them, often feel like we have tons of things to do and we're just constantly getting in our own way, or there's constant distractions. The story explores a character named Oliver who has recently undergone some traumatic events, and he wants to get away. So he buys this, house in the woods type of thing. He buys this house in the woods, and he's got to fix it up. And while he's in the process of trying to fix it up, weird stuff is happening all around him, but he can't really latch on to if it's real or not. And he is undergoing his own trauma at the same time. So part of him is, wondering, is this his grief just taking form in a way, sort of driving him mental, that kind of thing. I thought it was a really fun read. It's a really quick read. You can get into it. If you're somebody who deals with mental illness in your family or whatever, it's a nice little way to kind of feel some connection with what people could be thinking during that time period. This idea that no matter what you do, you can't fix what's around you, and now you just have to deal with it. So sorry about the lighting today. I don't know what's going on with my lights today. They're making me look like the ghost of Christmas past. But oh well, I'm pretty pale as it is. So, all right. What I've been reading, I'm reading Iron Gold by Pierce Brown. I'm about halfway through that. I'm enjoying it. It's different because it's weird having new perspectives besides Darrow. But I kind of like that, though, because I was getting kind of tired of just Darrow's voice. I wanted to hear some other voices. So I'm enjoying that. Also reading The Hive by Ronald Malfi, which that one's one that my wife's already read. And she said to take it slow, make sure I follow along what's going on because it can get quite out there. I'm enjoying it so far. I think it's interesting. I think it really... I don't know how to say this without spoiling it, but it really feels connected to some of his other works for me. Like I've already felt like I've gotten a reference to Blackmouth and the other one, The Night Parade in it. Maybe not. Maybe I could just be stretching things, but I don't know. I'm enjoying it. The Hive by Ronald Malfi, like I said. Books I'm thinking about starting soon as I finish one of those two, because those are kind of longer books, is Empire of the Dawn by Jay Kristoff. That's the finale of the the Vampire series he wrote. Empire of the Vampire, Empire of the Damned. You all saw Empire of the Damned was on my top fantasy list. I want to see how the series concludes. BookTube has not made me excited about it, but at the same time, I have often swayed different from BookTube in my opinions. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. I want to see what happens with Gabriel De Leon and the wrap-up of the story. Other than that, I hope you guys have a good Saturday, 4th of July, Celebrate family, celebrate the people around you. I understand you may not agree with everything going on right now, but that doesn't mean you can't have a good time with the people around you. Not every moment of every day has to be involved in the grander scope of politics. We can have moments with our loved ones and just have a chill day. Pop some fireworks if you can, if it's allowed where you are. Barbecue, swim in the pool if you can, that kind of thing. All right. Anyways, this is Ganondorf signing off. Have a good Saturday.